What's up, my friends? I'm your host, Fishing Columbus, and we're going to do an abrasion and a strength test with KastKing KastPro and PowerPri line. These are both 30-pound lines, and let's see. The KastPro is made in America, so is the PowerPri. Made of Spectre fibers, so is the PowerPri. 30-pound test, so is the PowerPri. The only difference between these two are the colors. The KastPro is in a blue color, and the PowerPri is in a moss green color. Let's see, what else is there? 30-pound test. Oh, these two boxes. The KastKing is a 300-yard spool, and the PowerPri is a 150-yard spool. So let's get to the test, and let me show you what we're working with. All right, so what we have here is two bottles hanging from them. What we'll do is once we get started, we'll move this over on top of the sandpaper. Likewise for the KastPro, so they get the abrasion, and then we're going to rotate this handle back and forth until those bottles of water fall. See which one can withstand the sandpaper the longest. So let's get them in place. There's the that's the PowerPri, and this is KastPro. Going straight down. Now they're both on the sandpaper, and we'll start rotating the handle. See which one falls. Let's give you a peek there again. KastPro on the left, PowerPri on the right. And we're just going to rotate this handle back and forth. One. Simultaneous. Wow. Can't get much better than that. Let's try that test again. All right, we're all set up for round two, and this time we got the PowerPri on the left and the KastKing on the right. We're going to get them aligned onto the sandpaper. Nice and gently, so don't want to call any fouls here. All right, so there we go. We have both bottles on the sandpaper. We got, well, you can't really see that KastKing or the PowerPri line. It's a moss green color. This KastKing is in the coastal blue. So let's start this test again. Again, back and forth, just ratcheting until they break, as we saw in the first one. It didn't take long. Maybe not a fair test. These are like 33-ounce bottles of water, but you know, it is what it is. So let's get you down here so you can see just about the whole thing, and we'll start turning this way. Wow. Again, identically dropped at the same time. It's kind of amazing. Let's do one more test just to see if we can get a tiebreaker. Alright, we're ready for our tiebreaker. You may have noticed I swapped out bottles. What I did is I picked up two unopened bottles of Diet Pepsi. They're the 16.9 ounce. So hopefully, maybe we'll get more than a couple turns out of this before they break. Or that sandpaper is pretty abrasive. What we're using here is just a 100 medium, just some all-purpose general sandpaper. Just so you know. So here, since we had two tiebreakers, what I've tried to do is I've got you probably can't see them, but I've got both lines tied kind of in a center. And what we're going to do is we'll put the bottles almost side by side. We got the KastPro on the left, PowerPri on the right, and let's get these things moved in alignment here. This here is the PowerPri, and this here is the KastPro. Now I know they're not the same, hanging at the same length, but same amount of pressure on there. They're pretty close. It's kind of hard to eyeball that. So let's start turning. Well, conclusion is there's not a conclusion. All right, so this is how we're going to do this strength test. I've got a length of rope with two knots tied on both ends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the weighing scale into one loop, wrap it around the bottom of this pole, this PVC right here, bring it up, and then wrap the other end onto the loop, so that when I'm pulling on both ends of the so that way when I'm pulling on both ends of the knots. If I can get this light on. So that way I'm giving both tugs on both ends, and I'm going to either stand or put my foot on the PVC so it doesn't lift up. So let's get to the test. We're going to be using the Mustad scale, zeroed out, and this has got a 50-pound capacity, so it should do the job since this is only 30-pound braid. Alright, so that was the KastKing Postal Blue, and you can see there's the knot there that I had hooked onto the end of the scale, the loop, and there's a break about 3 inches below. Alright, so there's both of those knots. Here is the moss green PowerPro. Here's the knot that it was connected to here around the scale, and it broke right in that general area there. So there's that break. And let's take a look. Here is the KastKing. Here's the knot there that was attached to the scale, and there is the other end of the line that broke. So pretty clean breaks. Well, not clean, but pretty decent breaks there. Let me get this PowerPro again. So I haven't completely slowed down this footage yet and looked at the precise seconds, but it looks like the KastPro had a few more pounds of pressure before it broke. So let me know what you think. So there we go. There's both an abrasion, which was pretty much a dead even, which, you know, 2 lines, both with Spectre braid, both with 30-pound test, both made in America, both essentially probably the same thing, but the abrasion was a dead even, but the pounds, I believe the KastPro took it by a few pounds of pressure before it snapped. So hope you enjoy. Appreciate it very much. If you don't mind, give the video a like down below.